Hi everyone, ciao. So today, ciao da Washington DC. So hello from Washington DC. And today I want to do a quick video on my favorite piece of travel tech. And I'm not saying this lightly. This is my favorite piece of travel tech. It makes my flights to Italy much more bearable, including when I'm flying in economy. And they are the XREAL Air 2 Pro glasses. This is not a sponsored review, just to be clear. I have like 24 followers, so no one's sponsoring me. But yeah, I just bought these sometime, I think last year. Because I got annoyed with like having my tablet in front of me and or holding my iPhone. But essentially, what these do is so these are the XREAL glasses, and you can see these essentially screens that are in front of your face, and it gives you this huge like 100+ inch, what looks like 100+ inch screen in front of your face. So I'm sitting on international flights or domestic flights just with my glasses on, um, and I'm basically just in my own little private movie theater, and it's amazing. So yeah, so I was on a flight to DC, and a woman sitting across the aisle from me, she saw me pull these out, and she asked how they were, and I basically said I love them. I try not to sound over the top, but these are pretty cool. And I told her I'd do a video, so if you're watching this, hello, ciao. Um, but let's talk about how these work. So essentially, what you have is, again, these are just a couple of virtual screens that are in front of your face. You have a USB-C cable that connects to this part of the glasses here. So, and all you do is plug this in to that side there. And then this side here is another USB cable, and this will plug into your phone or your tablet. So your phone has to support USB-C and something called DisplayPort Alt or alternative. So all of the latest iPhones will support that, and the iPads. If you have like the old iPhone connector, like the Lightning connector, you can get this to work, but you need some additional hardware. But it's just so much easier if you have a phone that's supported. You just plug the USB-C connector into your phone. And just like that, the glasses appear as a second screen. So you can watch your Netflix, you can watch YouTube. Most services work just fine. I had some trouble with Hulu and Disney Plus because they don't display on external devices. So it was kind of weird. I haven't tested this in maybe a few months, so maybe that's something I'll try. But certainly with Netflix, I tend to use Netflix the most because it has the best integration for external devices. I have an Apple TV Plus subscription, so some of the shows on there I'll watch using this. And again, very simple integration. YouTube works, but in kind of a weird way. So if you watch YouTube with just the glasses on, you'll see the YouTube video also playing on your phone. But there's this mode where if you hold down the volume up button, so actually, let's talk about that. So there are a few buttons on the glasses. So there's this button here which controls actually the dimming of the glasses, which is actually a pretty cool feature. So let me put these on, and actually, let me put these on. These are glasses inserts. So if you wear prescription lenses, you'll need to either wear contacts or get these prescription inserts. And I got these from Hans VR. It's a site. They make the lenses for different types of XRO glasses and actually different type of just AR or VR glasses. And I have a strong prescription, so these cost about $80 to get these, but they work just great. And so I put these on, and I'm going to unlock my phone. So I tend to lift these up so I can use the Face ID. And then what's cool is this first button here, you can change how dim the glasses are. So hopefully you can see this in the video. So now I can see the screen in front of me, and then I can actually see through most of the image. Certainly like the bottom and on the sides, I can see completely through. So when I'm on a plane and the flight attendant comes through, I just to not be rude, I tend to take these off. But if like I'm watching a video and I'm focused on the video, and like last minute he or she comes by, I'll just change the dimming on the glasses. Or if you double click this button, it'll completely hide the image and you can see through. So I'm in my hotel room in DC and I can see the camera here and I can see all around. And then if I want to get the image back, I just double click it. The other button is brightness. So I can change the brightness of the image. So if it's late at night, on an overnight flight, I kind of want to reduce the light coming into my eye, especially since all the lights on the plane are down. I can just reduce the brightness. But for YouTube videos, if you hold down the brightness up button, keep holding it down, you'll hear 2 clicks, and then the glasses change their mode. And after you do that and you close and reopen YouTube, then it changes the mode and basically makes the YouTube app think that it's doing an AirPlay, so that you're not playing the video both on the phone and in your glasses. So yeah, they're pretty simple. You can do some adjusting, so you can adjust the arms up and down a little just to get the right fit for you. And then again, you have the glasses inserts, and then you have different nose pads, and these nose pads actually slip onto the glasses insert. So if you're not wearing the glasses insert, then you can actually just put the nose pads into the glasses, and they have 3 different sizes of nose pads. So yeah, so if you don't need the glasses insert, you would basically just put the nose pads on like that. And there you go. So when I first bought these, I actually had contact lenses. I'd be on the plane, I'd put my contacts in, and then I'd watch whatever content I wanted to take a look at. But it was just so much easier buying these glasses inserts. Again, with shipping, they were about $80, and they took, I think, a week or 2 to get to me, so it wasn't too bad. Another thing I wanted to talk about too is this device here. So as you can see, the glasses are plugged directly into my phone, so they are powered by the phone, and this can drain your battery. So there's this device from XREAL, which is essentially like a USB-C splitter. So there's a plug for your glasses, and then this port here is for you to plug in your charger. And then you plug this into your phone, and then you can watch your videos while charging your device. So if you're on a 9-hour flight, you're not worried about draining the battery on your iPhone or your iPad. So this will work with Android phones, but certain Android phones. So I think the latest Google Pixel devices will support DisplayPort Alt USB-C, but you'll definitely want to check that. And then if you have like the Steam Deck and just any other like USB-C gaming device, these work great as well from what I've heard. Again, I just travel with my iPhone, my iPad. These will work with Mac computers. And one of the cool things about that is, so sometimes I'll be on a plane, like even flying domestic, and I have my laptop out, and I tried buying those privacy shields, but I'm always wondering, like, okay, at what angle can someone see what I'm working on, particularly like someone sitting behind me, like that angle might be just enough for them to see what I'm working on if it's like something really confidential for work. So what I actually found was that I can use these to work on confidential documents. So I'll have my laptop out. I have a MacBook. I'll plug these into my MacBook. The MacBook will detect these as an external screen. And then I'll change these so these just mirror my Mac screen just to make life easier. And then I will use the brightness button on my Mac to completely turn off the Mac screen. And then I use the keyboard. And because these glasses don't completely block out your view, so even when you're like if you turn the brightness, the dimming down, you can see completely through the screens, the projection screens, but then where the screens aren't, you can just perfectly see through. So when I have these on, and I'm looking at the screen. Below that, these are completely open, so I can see the keyboard and I can see all around me. So it allows me to work on confidential documents or send confidential emails with my laptop screen completely off. I can still see the keyboard, use the keyboard, and it's a great way of working um, on airplanes when you have a lot of people around you, or on trains or things like that. And I just see lawyers. I'm a lawyer, so this always makes me cringe. I always see lawyers and people working on what clearly seem to be confidential documents on planes and trains and things like that. And I'm just like, come on, guys. But yeah, if you need to do something that's confidential, I would recommend these for that as well. Just plug them into your computer. And I think most modern computers do support USB-C DisplayPort alternative or alt. Um, let's see what else. Oh, so the XREAL glasses come with this cover. And so this is meant to block out more light, but I'm never really in a situation where I need to block out that much light. So what I end up using these for are just protective covers for the glasses. And then the glasses come with a hard case that I think is kind of big. So what I do is I have this little fabric case and I toss the glasses. I roll them up like this. So with the cable like this. And so I toss the glasses in here, the little USB-C splitter. And these are so small that I just toss them in my bag. And they're always there. That way I don't forget them. If I have to take a last minute flight somewhere domestically, or yeah, when I'm flying to Italy. And yeah, I fly coach most of the time. So I'm using points for all these flights. Sometimes I'll find a really good deal on premium economy using miles. Or occasionally I'll find a really good deal on a business class flight. But because I'm not paying out of pocket for these flights, for the most part, I think I've only paid out of pocket like full price twice, and that's because I found really good deals. But for the most part, I'm using like 40,000 American Airlines miles, which I'll do a video to show you how easy it is to get 40,000 miles. You're not spending $40,000. You're not taking 10 flights to get that. There are ways of getting those miles very easily with hotel stays. So because I refuse to pay thousands and thousands of dollars for these flights, I'll pick a coach flight. And these glasses make those flights just much more bearable. So I'll be in my aisle seat and I just have Netflix playing in front of me, like this full screen. I'm blocking out most of the environment around me, and it's just so comfortable. And yeah, and then while I'm watching my movie or whatever, someone comes around and gives me food, and I'm just like, I'm kicked back for 8 or 9 hours. And yeah, these glasses, they're just yeah, they're really nice. And one thing I did want to talk about too. So I will have my AirPods Pro. I have the AirPods Max, but they're good for long flights, but they're just very heavy and they get kind of hot. So I like to use my AirPods Pro, so the earbuds. One thing to keep in mind too is that these glasses have their own speakers. So on each of the little arms here, you'll see that they have speakers, and the speakers are decent, but obviously you don't want to be that person on the plane or on the train listening to your videos or your music so people can hear you. So so it's important to know that when you plug in the glasses, your phone, the iPhone, again, I only have an iPhone, iPad, so that's all I can talk to, but they will by default use the speakers on the XREAL glasses. And then I'll put in my AirPods, and they'll switch to the AirPods. So just before you start playing video, or yeah, whatever you're playing, whatever you're watching, if you're on your computer and you want to play some music on your computer while you're working on your computer, just make sure that the audio device is switched to your AirPods or whatever earbuds you have. Otherwise, they'll start playing on the XREAL glasses. So that's happened to me a couple of times. not a big deal. I usually, I mean, you can tell like when audio starts playing and you can hear it kind of muffled. That means that it's playing on the louder speakers. So let's see what else. So these price. So I bought these a few months ago. XREAL had like a deal, so I think I got these for about $350. I think right now they're about $400, which sounds like a lot, but and it is. But the fact that I can use these to make these international trips much more bearable, and also my domestic trips if I'm flying to the West Coast, or like I recently did a trip to Hawaii where I now visited all 50 US states. It made that trip in coach much more bearable. And then a big thing for me for work, if I need to work on something that's confidential, on the plane. So most times I would just not work on confidential things because I don't want someone looking over my shoulder. But now I can put these glasses on, I can turn off my laptop screen, and I can get some work done on the plane. And for that reason alone, I mean, these have already paid for themselves. Let's see what else. Oh, XREAL has XREAL 1, so that's their next generation of glasses. And they have some fancy features that you don't get with these. So, like the ability to have a screen locked in place in front of you. So imagine you have your TV in your living room, and as you look around, it'll lock that screen in place using 3 degrees of freedom tracking. I don't really care about this. I use these in the most basic mode where you just have a screen in front of your face, right? So as you turn your head, that screen is going to turn with you. And some people maybe don't like that. It's not like the newest virtual reality glasses or AR glasses where you can have something locked in a particular place. But the reason I don't care about that is when I'm sitting on a plane and I put my seat back, and most of you guys have probably seen this, right? You're on an international plane, you have that screen that's in front of you, and you put your chair back, and now you're kind of stretching your neck to look at that screen. With these glasses, that screen stays in front of you. So again, it's much larger than the screen you'd see in coach, right? Like 3, 4, 5, 10 times. Like, I mean, it doesn't even compare. But the thing I like about these is when I put my seat back and I have my head in just a natural resting position, and I'm looking up at the ceiling or at the baggage compartments, that screen is still right in front of me. Or if I want to put my head on the headrest and get a little comfortable, and my head is turned this way, the screen's right in front of me. Or if I'm in business class and I'm just in the lie flat seat or whatever, and I'm looking straight up at the ceiling, the screen's right in front of me. So whatever position I want to get in or use to get comfortable, that screen is right in front of me, so I don't have to twist my neck or whatever. And I really like that. So the ability to lock the screen in place and all that is not that important to me, but that is a feature that is built into the new XREAL 1 glasses. They are more expensive, so I think they're around $500, and then the XREAL 1 Pro is like $600, and they have different optics, so they have better fields of view and things like that. But again, I might try those, but these are perfect for me. They're not perfect if you're looking for like the most feature rich, the perfect AR glasses. I've tried the Apple Vision Pro, which were interesting, a bit heavy, is like a full AR VR experience, but they're also $3,500. These are $400. I mean, if you're reasonable, you're not going to expect similar performance. I think the image quality on these, which is 1080p, is actually pretty good because these screens are so close to your eye. When I'm watching Netflix in, I think it might be 4K when you download Netflix, the image quality is very impressive. And speaking of downloads, so make sure you, of course, download your content before you go. And then depending on the app that you're using, test whether or not you can view the videos when the phone is in airplane mode. So you're disconnected from the internet. I know the Max, the HBO or Max app works differently depending on whether or not you're connected to the internet. So when you're connected to the internet, it has the controls interface on the phone where it's not displaying the video, and you can, just like with Netflix and Apple, the Apple Plus, Apple TV Plus, you just have the controls on the phone. You're now actually watching the videos on the phone, and you're watching the videos through the glasses. With the HBO, the Max, it's still so weird just calling it Max. With the Max app, the last time I tested it, when you're connected to the internet, you get that mode of operation. But when you are in airplane mode, so the phone's not connected to the internet, it shows the video on the screen, and then you're watching the video on the using the glasses as well, which is kind of weird. It's fine, but it's just kind of weird. Let's see. I think that's about it. Again, I try not to sound too over the top, but and again, the glasses are not perfect. And I think what I'm talking about today, you can get with almost any of these VR glasses or AR glasses out there. I just like that they're very small. I have this cover on them, so I can toss them into this little bag. Again, the XREAL case, it's nice if you want like a super protective case, but I think it's just too bulky for me to keep these in my bag all the time. And let's see, I think that's about it. Let me know in the comment section below if you have any questions. But yeah, if you have an international trip coming up and you want to pay extra for premium economy or business class, by all means do it. It's not something I can afford personally to do all the time, especially with the number of trips I take to Italy. So I'm fine sitting in economy in coach with my glasses and kind of being in my own zone there. So anyways, let me know in the comment section below. Otherwise, I'll see you in the next video. Ciao.